So what is a medical intuitive? There's all different descriptions, and there's obviously some of us might know there's some well-known ones out there. But as I said to you, a medical intuitive is not a healer. And even those that say they're healers, I think that's a misuse of language. Because even when I'm in an emotional healing space, I'm not actually doing the healing. I'm guiding someone to do the work so they can create the healing. So we have to be really mindful of what we are doing, what we say we're doing. We may manipulate energy or bring energy in, but that's all we're doing, even when we're working in a Reiki space. We're maneuvering energy. The healing occurs, the other person, the person receiving it, creates the healing. So a medical intuitive uses their innate skills to be able to understand and identify what's happening physically in the body, to identify possible, and notice my words, changes to allow for the body to regenerate differently. Possible changes. They're able to see inside the body. Imagine you're in like, I think there used to be a movie about this, like a little submarine and it went in the body and it could go around. It's a little bit like that. You are able to see in the body like you have a machine, like you are a machine. And you can break it down to a really, as almost like a microscope. So you are able to really go in on a cellular level to have a look. You're able to feel pains and sensations that are being mirrored for you that come from someone else to help you identify what is going on in the body. You're able to use your spiritual connection to know what energy system is malfunctioning, to be able to identify that. To have the knowledge to know the emotional impacts that occur that impact the body, and then the environmental ones that also impact the body. So, how different foods and the energy of those foods and how those foods are grown, whether they are grown on a tree or they are something that is grown in the soil, how that impacts the body. To understand the frequency of everything that the body is exposed to, the fabrics you put on your body, on your skin. Who considers what they put on their skin, the shirt that they are wearing, and the frequency that it holds? Think about everything your body is exposed to. And how and what, if you change things, what results that would create. The mind and the emotions and the body all work together in a healing space. And the sequence. The sequence is key of the mind body energy concept, like where you need to actually intersect certain things to generate healing. The interconnectedness between the energy, all the energy systems of the body, and how that ties into our current medicine that we use, but even historic methods that other societies use, other cultures use, that have been using for centuries, and understanding how they all lock in together. The connection between when you're healing in this physical reality, so the body, but then also what you have to be aware of, what happens in the other dimensions, where the mirror of this body sits in an energetic level. And how you can't just look at one area, you can't just look at the physical here. You have to also address what's in the celestial in that space. If an organ is removed from the body here, how it is then reflected in regards to in the celestial space where there is a mirror image of everything that is here. And why then things don't lock in when both areas, physical and in the energetic space, are not matching. why it's not working, why things aren't changing. A gentleman came for just a normal reading, and the health came up in that space. And what I was being made aware of was that there was going to be a complication in his surgery. And the complication meant that if this was not actioned fast enough, that it would be fatal. And I shared that with him, and he's like, "Oh, I've got a surgery coming." It was like in 2 weeks or something like that. And so we had a conversation around how he would talk to his medical team before he was put under, just as a just in case type of scenario. And off he went on with his life. He then contacted me after the surgery. I can't remember, it was about 6 months later. And he said to me that the event did occur, but because he had had the conversation with his doctor before he was put under, when he started to drown, they were already prepared in everything, because he didn't have any normal allergic reactions or anything. It was he didn't, the complication that we knew was going to come up, no one knew about it. It had never happened before. He didn't have this reaction before, but it meant that they could be ready, and everything worked out really well. So there's all different ways that you can use this kind of training